We keep tagging us. We real good. We good.
It's all love. Just how we respect our trauma. That's it. We good. It's all good. It's all good.
Hi. Yes. I just want to say that the black community, and I think I speak for every single black person in the black community, is that we are fed up. Everyone wants us to be calm when it's our blood that is shedding on these streets. This is unacceptable. You need not be a genius to know to push an individual out of a wheelchair. What bothered me the most was how comfortable these men were in being disrespectful to the men in my community. The men in our community are good enough to go to jail, and other people don't go to jail. Daniel Penny didn't go to jail. Daniel Pantaleo didn't go to jail. But Trayvon Martin is dead, and how we keep being disrespected. We are all here. We keep saying, let's live in peace, let's live in peace. You want us to live peacefully when you keep doing us harm. We're losing our homes because of a lot of these people from the Jewish community are stealing our deeds, and nothing is happening. You're hurting our black men. Stop. You're leaving me vulnerable. This is wrong on every single level. Stop asking me to be quiet and to suffer peacefully. I can't suffer peacefully. Arrest these men, send them to jail, and let us live. You're gentrifying Brooklyn. You're making it hard for us to live, and you want us to come here and smile and hold hands and say kumbaya. We're not gonna say kumbaya.
A courtroom confrontation today after the long-awaited sentencing in a major deed theft case was unexpectedly postponed. News 12's Shakti Dennis was there.
Tensions ran high inside the Brooklyn courthouse today. On one side, victims of deed theft. On the other, supporters of Sanford Solnit, a disbarred lawyer who was convicted back in June for stealing 11 Brooklyn properties through a fraudulent real estate scheme targeting mostly minority homeowners in financial distress. His sentencing was supposed to happen today, but last night, some victims learned that it had been postponed. Lawyers say Solnit hadn't met with probation because of the Jewish holidays. Still, some victims came to court anyway, only to find dozens of Solnit supporters there too.
He told me that I should not come today. Why can't I show up today as a victim? Why didn't he call all of them and tell them not to show up?
Inside the courtroom, the judge set a new sentencing date and allowed one victim who traveled from out of state to read an impact statement.
He took away my property. He took away my choice. Mr. Solnit harmed me and left me with a short end of the stick.
Solnit's defense attorney says he respects the court's decision, but claims the victims are not telling the full story.
This court found them guilty of making a false representation. Punishment will ensue for that. But this persistent notion that all of these individuals were hapless, unknowing, unintelligent individuals is just wrong.
Victims and advocates say they're frustrated by how long the case has dragged on. Some are still fighting to keep their property.
It destroyed our lives. They took more than 13 years away from us.
The new sentencing date is now set to November 12th, and on that day, more victims are expected to address Solnit directly and tell him how this whole situation has impacted them. In downtown Brooklyn, Shakti Dennis, News 12 Brooklyn.
A courtroom confrontation today after the long-awaited sentencing in a major deed.
I have mentioned this in many videos. I don't know if you guys can look back because they have banned my videos. You see these people right here that's in the video? It happened in Brooklyn. There was about nearly 5 or 10. I think they have a list. I think it's about 25 or 30 people who had lost their homes because of these people. Okay, these individual people. All right, just looking at this video right here. Now, here was the thing. They were doing deed theft. They were taking away the people in them homes, changing their locks, flipping their houses, all kinds of stuff. And then they're not doing it in Brooklyn. They also trying to come to Queens. And to the people that the people that live in residing houses, peep this. And this is coming from the horse's mouth. You remember when Zoran Mandani was saying that they had a deficit for $12 billion? And there's a temporary that in June of 2026, you see how Kirby Harcum is not doing the budget? And she's trying to contemplate and saying that the rich people should not be paying taxes. And we're supposed to pay that 9.4%. 9/10 of the time, I bet you that they already put this in fruition for us to pay higher taxes. Because guess what? Because of all the problems that's happening, what they are doing. Okay? It's not ironic that there's been deed theft escalating in this year. They've been doing it a long time ago. But now it's coming out because their hands are getting dirty. These are the same people that will go to the courthouse on a Monday through Friday, except for Friday, and they have people to go and look at the listing of people's houses. And they also in charge of the tenant board and the association board, and also with upstate Albany. Okay? And these are the same people that when you go upstate New York, these are the same people that have entitlements and own real estate. So how you on welfare and you own real estate? That's why I said they need to start investigating them. Because what they did today kind of pissed off a lot of people and rubbed them the wrong way. They know that they did something wrong. They stole. Okay? They lied on pen and paper and forged deeds. Okay? Then they turn around and put these people out of their place and lie and say they did not do this, they didn't do that, and come to find out the people that were paying their bills. Okay? And they were basically assessing their houses. So now they are in trouble, and it's a whole bunch of them. And it's not only them too. It's a lot of foreigners that come from other countries doing it, and it's people that resign in here that are citizens are doing it. And the people that resign in here that's doing it is working with them. Okay? Because they're working through the court system. And the reason why they're postponing it, because they're investigating and finding out it's their own people that's helping them to steal from them. If I was one of that situation, God forbid, trust me, I would have gone ape shit inside there. There's no way they could have turned around and get away with it. And I would also follow the law protocol, but the way they had to postpone it, adjourn it for what? So they can go back to their country? I'm telling you, the justice system is not for our people, because most of the houses they stole was from black people. This is not right. This country is so unfair to us.
In June for stealing 11 Brooklyn properties through a fraudulent real estate scheme targeting mostly minority homeowners in financial distress.
On one side, black homeowners. On the other side, Jewish thieves. The reason this seat was postponed was because he was meant to be sentenced to like 3 years, or he stole over 20-something houses from black families. That's at least, let's assume each house is $500,000, because that's New York, Brooklyn. That's at least 10 million. 20-something houses. And the reason the sentencing is being postponed is because he was meant to be sentenced to a very small, short term. But now with all this noise around, all this noise around deed theft, the judge knows he's forced to give him a higher sentence. But so instead of doing it, he wants to postpone it so that hopefully people will forget, so that when people forget that hype has died down, then they'll give him maybe a year and a half, or they'll give him something. But yeah, that man is not going to see real prison time. See, you have to vote the Jewish judges out. Yes, election time, black folk, we need to start campaigning for this shit. It's fuck the presidency. It's all about local elections. Local elections is what we need to fucking get serious about.
The 82-year-old who had paid off her house, was retired, had paid off all of her debt, is now having to go to court to fight for the house that she owns. Why? Because she went to go grocery shopping with her son. She leaves her house, and when they come back with the groceries, there's a company, like people, moving into her property. And when she tries to stop them, they call the police, and she's like, I own this house. They now have the title for the house that she paid for and owned. Now she's having to go to court because they're like, did you sign a paper? So now she has to figure out if she was somehow scammed by these people to sign over her title and not realize what she was doing, or if they simply forged her signature to get ownership of her house, because now they're saying what she's describing as Zionist LLC says they have the title of her house, not her. She reached out to the mortgage company that she had paid off and was like, what can I do? And they're like, there's nothing we can do because we don't have a lien on your property. And they tell her that's why you need to always keep a lien out on your home. Even if like you could pay it off outright, always keep even just like a home equity line of credit, like a HELOC loan out on it. But what they're not telling her is she could have put this in a trust, which again still would have cost her money if she went through an attorney to legally put her house in a trust, because then people wouldn't have been able to simply forge or get her to sign it over, not realizing what she was signing over. And this woman's deed theft happened in Brooklyn, and apparently it's a big thing in New York City. They've even had to pass extra laws to try to protect people, but it's happening all across the US, where people who own their home, who have paid the mortgage off and own their title free and clear, are now having it stolen from them and will simply leave and come home, and there will be people who now own their house and have the title of it living in their house, meaning that they now have to pay for attorneys to get their house that they have already paid for and own. Let me tell you how hard this man goes. This man not only starts to hear how bad deed thefts have gotten, where the numbers of claims against people having their homes stolen from them illegally has tripled. Mambani was like, no, this is not going to happen. We are going to stop. How can a mayor stop something like this? By doing what he's supposed to be doing as a mayor. It take him years to like figure out, be like this political man, have to shake everyone's hand. No, 2 days. 2 days, this man creates and signs a law to start making it way harder for people to steal homeowners' deeds to their homes. In 2 days, he does what no mayor has done before him, signs into law a deed theft prevention law to make it so much harder for these companies and individuals to come in and steal homes away from their homeowners. Not impressed yet? This mayor then establishes the Office of Deed Theft Prevention, has already appointed a director. A mayor can actually see that there's a problem and fix it? Yes. And we are talking within days of learning how bad a problem is. Then to help his citizens in the future, establishes an office to help them. Why? Because he's tired of seeing stories like this. Homeowners who have paid and own their homes, having their homes stolen from them via deed theft.
Story time, motherfuckers. The devil can take me down. Black people, can we start fighting now? They taking our fucking homes. They targeting old people. Can we take back our fucking homes now, y'all? Can we fight back now, y'all? Because I'm starting to dislike what the fuck these white people are doing to us. And they letting these Jewish people come and take our ancestors' homes. I don't like what's going on. This has to be stopped. Okay, can we start fighting now, black people? Because this shit is outrageous and I don't like it. Yep, I don't like it.
Apple Juice Housing Association can legally give homes to only Orthodox apple juice, says Supreme Court, after a mother of four complained that they had a property empty while she was on the waiting list. So a mother could not find her home. She was homeless. She was sleeping on the streets with her children, by the way. And there was this housing estate. And all of a sudden she sees it and she's like, why can't I live there? Why does it? Because she knew that it was like apple juice only. I don't know how that happens. Can you imagine a Muslim only building? Anyways, she takes them to court and they fight it all the way. Obviously them winning because, you know, we can't say that word because they'll, you know, TikTok will pick up on the algorithm. But we just know. We just know, right? But imagine that. Imagine that. A mother of four, single mother, and she's unable to sleep, provided kids with a home, and there's one empty because there wasn't enough apple juice that were homeless to sleep in it. But let's just keep.
Breaking fucking news. So the white people are at it again in the destruction of African Americans. Whoa! It's like we can't fucking win, yes! So here's the tea. So apparently in New York City, what up? New York, what up? Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Staten Island, never not Staten Island, Manhattan, what up? The white people are stealing black and brown people's homes. So you know that brownstone that your grandmother owned that they bought in the 50s, and now, you feel me, they spent thousands of dollars keeping up the maintenance, and now gentrification is happening, and now they trying to get you out. So now they raising the rent, the mortgage, all that shit. So they got a new thing going on where the white people, they basically trying to steal people's homes through deed insurance. It's like we can't catch a break. You bitches want our skin, you want our hair, you want our homes, you want our swag, you want our language. What more do you want? What more? Ah! You're coming after the brownstones? Bitch, it ain't even Bed-Stuy anymore. There's white people living in the projects. What the fuck, man?
Deed theft, where homeowners are essentially tricked out of their properties, has been a pervasive problem for a few years now. And now this group is rallying outside the governor's office, demanding that she do something about it.
My father and I worked really hard. We scraped and we saved and we purchased our home legally and legitimately.
Rachel Cyprian was shaking mad as she spoke with us outside the governor's office about the devastating impact of her 15-year fight to reclaim ownership of her Brooklyn home following deed theft.
It leads to homelessness. It leads to depression. It leads to all sorts of failures. Here we are, black people, in this country now for over 400 years, and we're constantly starting from square one.
Deed theft is when a property's title is transferred away from the rightful owner, generally due to deceptive or predatory tactics. Frequently, the targets are seniors and communities of color.
What do we want? And when do we want it?
Now, Brooklyn City Councilman Chio Say is pressing the governor to put a moratorium on evictions where there's a deed theft case pending or being investigated.
We are pleading to the governor, to the head of the state, to do right by all of us, to do right by black New Yorkers, and to do your job.
During the moratorium, Chio Say and other elected leaders are demanding legislative fixes, like more support for homeowners in eviction court, special investigative units inside district attorneys' offices, a public database of shell companies associated with deed theft, and more. In response, a spokeswoman for the governor's office did not mention an immediate moratorium, but said the governor has taken a number of steps to push back against deed theft. Quote, "No New Yorker should be cheated out of the opportunity to keep their home," which is why Governor Hochul has proposed $40 million in her state budget for the Homeowner Protection Program, and why she has led the way in enacting strong protections to empower homeowners and crack down on illegal deed theft. But advocates say they will press on for more reform and that immediate moratorium.
Moratorium now! Moratorium now!
Governor Hochul, it is now at your door.
Yes. Right.
What are you going to do to keep black families in their home? That's it. That's all I want to hear about.
Between 2014 and 2023, there have been roughly 3,500 complaints of deed theft in New York City alone. So we will continue following these proposals and continue to follow up with the governor's office and councilman's office as this moves forward. In Midtown, Henry Rossoff, Pix 11 News.
A courtroom confrontation today after the long-awaited sentencing in a major deed theft case was unexpectedly postponed. News 12's Shakti Dennis was there.
Tensions ran high inside the Brooklyn courthouse today. On one side, victims of deed theft. On the other, supporters of Sanford Solney, a disbarred lawyer who was convicted back in June for stealing 11 Brooklyn properties through a fraudulent real estate scheme targeting mostly minority homeowners in financial distress. His sentencing was supposed to happen today, but last night, some victims learned that it had been postponed. Lawyers say Solney hadn't met with probation because of the Jewish holidays. Still, some victims came to court anyway, only to find dozens of Solney's supporters there too.
He told me that I should not come today. Why can't I show up today as a victim? Why didn't he call all of them and tell them not to show up?
Inside the courtroom, the judge set a new sentencing date and allowed one victim who traveled from out of state to read an impact statement.
He took away my property. He took away my choice. Mr. Solney harmed me and left me with a short end of the stick.
Solney's defense attorney says he respects the court's decision, but claims the victims are not telling the full story.
This court found them guilty of making a false representation. Punishment will ensue for that. But this persistent notion that all of these individuals were hapless, unknowing, unintelligent individuals is just wrong.
Victims and advocates say they're frustrated by how long the case has dragged on.
That is the situation that is at hand as we speak. And it's the same thing all over again. It's always black people on the streets. It's always black people complaining that they have been treated a certain way. They have been taken advantage of. Their things have been stolen, you know. It's always the black people that are the easy target. And why is that? Because these people do not have respect. They do not have respect for black people. And they are aware that the government, the US government, does not exactly protect the black person. That's why they are capable and confident enough to do something as big as this. They thrive in making black people sad. They thrive in making black people cry and desperate. So that instead of black people focusing on things that will help them to grow themselves, be it financially, emotionally, physically, you know, they are always drained because they have to deal with a lot of things in each and every day. Now, these are it's a Jewish case with Jewish judges, and this is what they are doing to black Americans. They are stealing from them. They are making sure that they are taking away their property, they are taking away their land. And if you try to think deeper about what all this is about, then you will realize that the end goal of all this is to make sure that black people and the black community as a whole is being eliminated. Why else would someone steal your land, you know? Why else would they steal your property? Why would they want to make you so desperate as to feel as if you do not have rights? Black people have rights. Black people are in America legally. Black Americans are the ones that are always crying about this and that. All they keep asking is, we want to live our lives peacefully. Please let us be. Let us live. I have never understood what is so hard about letting live and you living your life. Let people be. Let them live their lives. They have lives to deal with. They have a lot of things to unpack. They have a lot of other things to worry about. The economy is not on their side. They do not have it as easy as the rest of you. Everything that they do is problematic. Being a black person has become a whole lot of work. Because once you are born, then it means that you are born in a place where you need to start fighting for yourself as soon as you are born. Why are black people being made to live as though they do not belong? Why are they living as though they are living on, like it's borrowed time or something? Why aren't they being treated fully as the human beings that they are? Why can't they be let to be, to do their things, live their lives, work hard as they have always done, do their things, interact, just let them be. Haven't they already gone through so much over the years? What more do you want from them? What more do you want them to do? Black people are traumatized. And you can even hear it from these videos. They are speaking their minds out. They are voicing whatever is really in their hearts, but you can really pick that they are unsure that anyone is coming to even save them to begin with, because they have been made to feel as though they are not where they belong. They are in the wrong place. They do not deserve anything. They do not even deserve simple human decency. You know, someone that is capable of doing such things to someone stealing your property, so you are busy working for your children to have food on their tables and a roof over their heads, and someone is somewhere making steps to make sure that you do not own that house, that farm, that land anymore. That is despicable, you know, to even think of. These are not even people you're supposed to be living among. Because if they are capable of doing that, what more are they capable of doing? Because Black people keep insisting on this one thing. They do not look for trouble. They do not speak unless they are provoked. Like, for example, in this case, how do you expect them to be peaceful? How do you expect them to be quiet? And when they voice out whatever feelings that they are having at that moment, people start saying that Black people are always complaining, that they are very loud, and they sell that notion very cheaply out there. They even make fellow Black people believe that Black Americans are loud, Black Americans complain a lot, Black Americans don't work hard, Black Americans, you know, all those dirty and bad things. That is what they say about Black people. And they make it look so real and they pick a few events where one or two people did something and they generalize that for the whole Black community, just to make sure that the Black community feels as though they are most hated. Nobody loves them, and they are deserving of nothing. That is not even true. That is a lie. They know that Black people are strong. They know that Black people have a lot of power in them. They know that Black people are excessively powerful, and if only they gave Black people the peace that they deserve, then Black people would become naturally very good at everything, and that upsets them. They do not like to think of it that way. They do not like to feel defeated, even though they know that they are already. They have been for a very, very long time. They do not like that. They keep insisting on making Black people look like the bad ones, and they do that with the movie industry. Whatever they sell out there, they make sure that whatever content is in there, it has portrayed the Black people a certain way. It has portrayed Black people as violent, you know, as rude, not hardworking, you know, every other vice, drugs, you know, every vice you can possibly think of. That is how they portray the Black community. And if you were watching from a distance, you'd definitely think that that is the truth. But once you have dug deeper, you realize that they're doing that because they feel that they are threatened by these people. Black people threaten them. That's why they keep doing all these things. And I keep asking you guys, why would you be fighting someone that is so weak? Even at a personal level, you don't do that. You don't fight someone that is below you. You don't fight someone that is beneath you. No. If you're fighting someone, it definitely means that they have something that you envy. They have something that you lack and most likely will never get, because if it was something they were capable of getting, these ones that are doing all these evil to Black people, they would have acquired it by all means. They would have acquired it by all means. I am very convinced that if it was something that was achievable by them, they would have it. Now, that makes it a safe place for black people, because then it means that whatever it is that you have that they envy so much, that makes them feel so agitated and feel so crazy every other time they see you, it's because they cannot afford it. They cannot get it. They must have tried many times, couple of times, to achieve whatever it is, you know. They have failed, and they most likely know that they will never be able to get it. That's why they behave the way that they behave, because this is strange. This is absolutely absurd. How do you thrive on making one race sad every other time? Why does it make sense to you? There has to be a reason. There has to be a reason why they pick the black people. Why isn't it the other races? Why? There are many other races. Why black people? There must be a reason, and that reason has to be very powerful. And how I wish our black people took more time to dig deeper and know what this is about, and capitalize on whatever it is that they will find out. Capitalize on that heavily, so that these people, they will never have to do that to a black person ever again. Black people deserve peace. Black people deserve to be left alone, to be let live. They have gone through so much already. They have gone through so much already. It's a miracle they still exist. That should just be enough. That should just be about it. Let them be. If they want to celebrate their Black History Month, let them do it. They are only celebrating their journey. They are celebrating where they have come from and the milestones that they have achieved, and everything that they have achieved, be whatever it is that they have achieved over the years, against all odds. Let them be. The little small things that make them happy, the white community has to come in and say, no. And that is also for the other races as well. Anything that makes a black person happy is now a sad thing to the other races. Why? Why can't we just live in a harmony? Why can't we just let every other people live their lives and, you know? Yeah. So guys, that's it about this video. I hope that you have enjoyed watching it and you have learned a thing or two about whatever is happening. If you have friends and family from that side, whatever, make sure that you're checking on them and encouraging them and helping them to feel like they are not alone, because they are not. Help them in whatever little way that you can, because this is very devastating and it is wrong and it's illegal. Yeah. So and keep safe. Keep safe, keep learning. Anyone that tries to make you feel like listening to such videos, and I'm not talking about my videos only, there are very many people making videos about the black race. Make sure that you listen. Listen to what the world has to say, and by so doing, we are going to learn, and it's only education that is going to save us from all these things that are happening. So keep learning, keep advancing your knowledge in every field that is important, and let your children know these things as early as possible, because then that will help them to cultivate a culture where they already know who they are. They already know how powerful they are. They do not need someone to make them feel a certain way. They will already know who they are, and they will respect it and live up to that expectation. So guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like it a bit too much, give me a super thanks. For new subscribers, thank you so much for joining the family. This is home for all of us. For returning subscribers, thank you so much. Thank you so much for always choosing to be here with me, encouraging me to make more videos, and please leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this video, and if you have experiences that are related to this or anything that you'd like to share with the Black community, kindly consider doing that in the comment section and share this video widely. Let this information and education get to as many people as possible. Yeah, so guys, I think I will see you on my next video. Bye for now.